Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. The WWE's main event for the WWE Elimination Chamber 2019 is going to be the WWE's champion, Daniel Bryan. He's going to be competing in the Elimination Chamber with Mustafa Ali, Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Samoa Joe. To me, honestly, now that I'm sort of taking a step back and looking at this entire show, it really feels really SmackDown heavy. I'm guessing that more than likely there's going to have to be something named to this pay-per-view from Monday Night Raw. I know that a few years ago, it was last year, they ended the pay-per-view brand split, and they just sort of put everybody on every show, trying to make the pay-per-views a little bit better, made them a little bit longer. Instead of getting 2 pay-per-views a month, now we only get 1, but there's a lot of SmackDown going on this show. You've got women in the Raw. You got Raw women in the WWE Tag Team Elimination Chamber. You've got the Ruby Riott versus Ronda Rousey, but that's really all that's really going down. 205 Live even has a match on there. So to me, this really feels superstar heavy from SmackDown, but Daniel Bryan has been a really good champion. He really escaped last month at the Royal Rumble, going up against AJ Styles. Of course, he had his good little buddy come down to the ring. The storyline is going to have to be how Daniel Bryan's going to have to try and fight off all of these guys on his own, because he's not going to be able to have help inside of the Elimination Chamber. But then again, if you go back and you think about the Elimination Chamber 2011, Shawn Michaels was able to find a way to get inside of the Elimination Chamber to make sure that Undertaker lost his championship. Of course, he was beat by Chris Jericho. After the super kick, Jericho became the champion. He would go on to WrestleMania 26. Oh, this would have to be 2010, I think. Then, of course, we would get to see the rematch of Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. When I look at this match, I think that honestly, it's only Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles that I see as true competitors to win the championship. Jeff Hardy would be the ultimate underdog to come back and win the championship. Of course, he's been on the quest ever since he's came back. I was really surprised that he's been used as a singles guy for so long. And Matt, who's been on the sidelines for a little while since that last injury, on Twitter, it's really looking like he's begging to come back. But it doesn't look like the WWE has any thoughts of using the Hardys as a team, or even trying to find out how to use Matt on the roster at all. I'm not trying to knock Randy Orton or Samoa Joe. These are guys that, could win the championship at any minute. Of course, there's lots of stories about Randy being unhappy, and basically his contract coming up and maybe him leaving and going to AEW. Some people say that he's only talking to them, trying to drive up his price in WWE, thinking that they'll give him more money because they think he's going to go somewhere. I think the WWE's not stupid. Orton's not going nowhere. And we talked about this in an earlier video. How much money does AEW really have to spend on superstars? They've already signed Kenny Omega. They've already signed Chris Jericho. That's 2 of the hottest free agents there is in wrestling right now. And although there's going to be a lot of money in the startup company, once you're signing superstar after superstar after superstar, what has to suffer for having this dream sort of roster that's going to be there, and it's not going to be all, roses once that money, runs out. So I don't see somebody like Randy Orton signing with AEW, and that's just my opinion. Samoa Joe is somebody that could become WWE champion at any minute. I just don't think it's going to be happening, on the quest to WrestleMania 35. And Mustafa Ali is a fun story of being in there. I just don't think anybody has thoughts of him winning the WWE Championship. So last month, the Rumble, I really thought that Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles was the last time we were going to be seeing them paired together. But with the Chamber, it puts them back together. And that's really the only match that I could really see happening for Daniel Bryan come WrestleMania 35. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bryan wins, is challenged by AJ one more time at WrestleMania 35. Also wouldn't be surprised if AJ wins and is challenged by Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 35. So we'll see how this all plays out, and peace out. See you guys on down the road.